When we think about abortion in general, and particularly extreme circumstances, there are a few things we have to bear in mind. Firstly, that when it comes to legal abortion, the large majority of abortions are not for extreme situations. They're for social reasons, economic reasons, etc. So in the UK, 98% of abortions are done for so-called mental health reasons. Now, mental health isn't trivial. Of course, mental health is important to take care of. But the reality is that abortion doesn't actually solve any mental health problems, and that the law is exploited. So in this country, if you go to the doctor and you say, I want a baby boy, having a baby girl would affect my mental health, you can have an abortion for mental health reasons, because it would count as mental health because you don't want a girl. So it's very liberally interpreted, and 98% of abortions are for mental health. Only 2% are for disability, because the woman's life is at risk, etc. Now, there's a lot to say about that, and maybe we can discuss that later. With that in mind, I think the key thing to think about is the idea of human equality. So the pro-life perspective is not about saying that one person is more important than another. It's not about prioritizing the baby. It's about saying that every human being is equal, whether they're big or small, male or female, whatever race or ethnicity they are, whether they're dependent or independent, no matter their location, etc. And so it says we have to follow medical science, which shows that the life begins at fertilization. That's just basic biology. And if so, then we have to protect every human being the same. Now, that means that when we think about taking the life of another human being, we can do this, but only in extreme situations. So I could never walk down the street and end somebody's life because they were poor, or because they were causing me distress, or because they might be conceived in the wrong circumstances, or because they're disabled. We say that every human being has the same basic right to life, and the only time you can end that life is in something like self-defense. If they're threatening your life, then it's permissible, not joyfully or happily, but reluctantly and as a last resort, to end their life as a means of self-defense. And so if we really believe in human equality, we have to say the same about the child in the womb, which is still a human being according to science. And therefore, we have to say that, yes, if the woman's life is at risk, which happens in maybe 0.1% of abortions, or actually less than that, then legally it's permissible, it's legal in every country around the world legally, and ethically we can justify doing that. Again, we don't want to do it, we do it as a last resort, but if the woman's life is at risk, then she can do that. But we would never be able to do it because, we can't kill a 5-year-old child or an adult because they're causing someone distress, they were conceived in the wrong circumstances, etc. And again, the fundamental point is if we really believe in human equality, we have to apply the same principles to every human being, including those in the womb. And so we would say that we could end the life only when we could end any other human being's life, which is basically in self-defense.